On Wednesday, Kunos announced the long-suspected follow-up to Assetto Corsa, but Assetto Corsa Competizione doesn't appear to be a full-on sequel. Instead, the new title focuses on the Blancpain GT Series. So what does this mean for sim racers? Stick around and find out. Assetto Corsa Competizione is a standalone new title from Kunos that focuses, at least for now anyway, on the Blancpain GT Series. From what we can gather, the new sim looks to be a massive step forward in terms of visual and gameplay. So let's take a look at what I think are the good, the bad and the indifferent aspects of ACC. First of all, it's great to see a proper racing sim get an official series tie-in again. We're going up in the world, boys. And it looks like the time where Blancpain's just the beginning. As many have pointed out, neither Blancpain or GT are part of the product name. This would imply that Kunos has bigger plans. Perhaps we'll see future updates to ACC that include other series or time periods. And to whet our appetites further, Marco from Kunos has said, and I quote, "The Blancpain license is just the tip of the iceberg." Now, that gets me excited. Now, continuing that train of thought, the nice folks at SRO run several other series in addition to Blancpain, including the European GT4 Championships and the British GT Championships, so maybe that's a hint of what's to come. They're also involved in the now defunct FIA GT Championship, something that I would absolutely love to see explored in a modern racing sim. Next up, we've only got to wait until the frickin' summer. ACC is supposed to hit Steam Early Access over the summer months, which means that Sim's pretty far along in its development already. Personally, I think Kunos should design nuclear power plants, because that company is leak-proof. Moving on, the outstanding physics that most of us know and love are being taken from Assetto Corsa and built upon for this release. Stefano from Kunos posted on the official forums that, and I quote, "Physics was one of the very few things we could salvage and bring over from AC1 to ACC when moving to the Unreal 4 engine. Everything else needs to be redone from scratch." So what can we conclude from this? Well, it looks like we're going to get Assetto Corsa physics with Project Cars 2 level graphics and a ranking and matchmaking system that could rival iRacing. If Kunos can pull this off, ACC will be the standard by which other future racing sims are measured. So yeah, it's a single series game. By focusing on the Blancpain GT series, Assetto Corsa Competizione can be focused and hyper-detailed. Fewer cars and fewer tracks mean that there's more time spent on each. However, the downside here is if you don't like GT3 cars, well, you're pretty much out of luck. Moving on, Assetto Corsa Competizione is probably the final nail in the coffin for GTR3. Simbin have been ominously quiet about their follow-up to the much-lauded GTR2 for a long time now. Many have speculated that the title's on its deathbed anyway, and now with ACC essentially doing the same thing, both sooner and with the Blancpain license, it's hard to see where GTR3 would fit in the sim racing world. Hopefully Simbin can reimagine the title as something else entirely. 80s IMSA would do nicely, please. For the time being at least, it would appear that the only cars included in the game will be GT3 spec, and if the sim follows the Blancpain 2018 series to the letter, there's only going to be 9 tracks. We are of course playing a guessing game here, and we don't really know any of this for sure. Moving on, it would appear that the significant leap forward in visuals may leave some users with older systems behind. In fact, early indications suggest that there may not be official support for Windows 7. That being said, Win 7 is now 9 years old, and Microsoft's going to be dropping legacy support for it in the next 18 months or so. So this isn't really all that surprising. And while it sucks for those people running older rigs, especially those of you that are keeping older software running, software makers have to look at the middle of the bell curve, not just the edge cases. So, let's talk cars. Assetto Corsa fans are already familiar with some of the GT3 cars in the Blancpain series, like the Audi R8, Mercedes AMG and SLS, the BMW Z4, Ferrari 488, the Huracan, the Nissan GTR, Porsche 911 and the McLaren 650S. But if Assetto Corsa Competizione includes all of the cars from the 2017 season, we'll likely see the following GT3 cars added to the roster: the Bentley Continental, BMW M6, the Jaguar G3, Ferrari 458 GT3, Lamborghini Gallardo and the Lamborghini Rex, and if the 24 Hours of Spa cars are included, the Porsche 997. Furthermore, the 2018 series sees the return of Aston Martin with the Vantage V12 and Lexus with the RCF. And with the move to the Unreal Engine, it would appear that the old game's assets aren't directly portable, so we may well be seeing completely new car models from Kunos. So in theory, Assetto Corsa Competizione could include a field of 18 or more brand new GT3 cars, which is a pretty exciting prospect, particularly if they get the balance of performance right, and if Assetto Corsa is anything to go by, this is obviously an area they've worked pretty hard on in the past. If we take the developers' comments that everything's new bar the physics, then we can assume that the track models will be scratch built from the ground up. The marketing fluff also mentions that all the tracks are laser scanned this time, so that will keep the pothole spotters pretty happy. On the assumption that Assetto Corsa Competizione will focus on the 2018 Blancpain GT Series season, then we should expect Paul Ricard, Zolder, Misano and Budapest to be added to those Assetto Corsa tracks that we all know and love. Obviously the returning classics will include Monza, Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Spa and Barcelona. Right off the bat, Kunos are promising competitive, ranked multiplayer racing, with a matchmaking system designed to put you into races with people of similar ability. This is the sort of thing that can make or break the online experience for many people. Nobody wants to be punted off the track by a first timer when they're having a serious race, and likewise, giving newbies a chance to race against people that aren't 9 seconds a lap faster will give them much more of a chance to get up the experience curve quickly. Let's hope Kunos gets this aspect right. For those of us that don't play well with others, Kunos has hinted at an extensive offline mode. This will be a welcome addition for those that have been a bit disappointed by Assetto Corsa's rather threadbare attempt at this single-player content. If you've watched the Assetto Corsa Competizione trailer, you may have noticed that someone switched all the lights off. Yep, we've finally got night races, and more importantly for an endurance racing simulator, night-to-day transitions. The Unreal Engine has allowed the use of multiple light sources this time, which means headlights work, dashboards glow, and with any luck you'll actually be able to see the brake lights in virtual reality this time. Not only is ACC bathed in glorious darkness, it's also a very wet place. As a Brit, I find the permanence of rain highly reassuring, so the introduction of plentiful precipitation in Assetto Corsa world is more than welcome. Finally, the marketing fluff briefly mentions the inclusion of a driving school. This may hint at Kunos' mass market aspiration for the title, and while this won't be of much interest to some of the people watching this video, there's definitely a need for tutorial content in the sim racing world. The fact that people keep pointing towards Richard Burns Rally for driving school functionality definitely highlights the demand. Good on you, Kunos. So, Assetto Corsa Competizione promises a lot, and its predecessor set the bar very high in a number of areas, so the weight of expectation for this title is pretty elephantine in nature. By elevating the visual and gameplay aspects, Kunos have addressed two of the major weaknesses of Assetto Corsa, and if you add in the much vaunted physics to the mix, we could well end up with a racing sim that is strong in every aspect. If the online capabilities measure up to iRacing, the visuals match or exceed Project Cars, then we're in for a real treat. In fact, if Kunos can deliver on what they've promised, this will likely be the standard by which other racing sims are measured. Yes, I can hear you moaning from here, it's only got GT3 cars, and that does appear to be the case for now at least. But Kunos aren't idiots. While GT3 is always very popular online, it's not the be-all and end-all. I for one am more than convinced that the Blancpain GT Series is just a starting point, and by this time next year we'll all be debating what's going to be included in the next update to ACC. Here's hoping that ACO and IMSA can see the value in crafting a licensing agreement with Kunos. So, all in all, I'm pretty excited about Assetto Corsa Competizione. If I've missed anything, or if you disagree with my sunny optimism, let me know in the comments. And as always, if you've enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the subscribe button and giving the video a like. So, until next time, thank you for watching.